Today I'm working on a Volkswagen Passat. It came in this morning, actually came in yesterday evening, and the customer's complaint is there is a clunking in the front suspension. So lift it up in the air, see it's got brand new control arms on it. I got the story on that. The customer installed them himself, which is fine. This whole channel is about trying to help people, figure out their cars and do stuff themselves. But so what I did was went over all the hardware that he touched, and just about everything was left loose. The subframe has to be dropped here to clear this bolt. You can actually see where he was trying without doing that. But anyway, the subframe has to be dropped down so the head of the bolt drops under the trans. So you have to loosen up all these subframe bolts. They were all, loose. The front ones were almost tight, and these rears were, hand tight. They were falling off. These nuts on the one side were all loose. These front bolts here were loose. Actually, just one of them was left loose. And yeah, it must have been a kind of a clunky, scary drive with the whole subframe kind of swinging around. So if you're gonna do stuff yourself, just go over everything you did 2 or 3 times. There's no reason to just kind of slam it together and say it's done, especially if you don't have a lot of experience with this stuff. And even if you do, go over everything you touched. It's not a big deal. If you're not 100% confident, with your recollection of the job you just did, use some kind of indicators. I sometimes will take a paint stick and mark the back of each bolt I touched to indicate to myself that it's up to torque. So I have a little red paint stick. When I torque this bolt, I'll put a little dot here, torque this bolt, put a little dot here, torque the subframe bolts, just to remind myself that this is all done. If for some reason you cannot find the torque spec on a bolt, rather than just winging it, you're better off actually finding a generic torque spec. And I'm saying if you can't find the correct bolt, the correct torque spec, you can read the back of the bolt head. It'll usually say the hardness. This is 8.8, and that's the hardness of the bolt. You can say it's an 8mm bolt with a 1.5 or 1.25 thread pitch, and you can look it up that way just with generic specs, and you'll be closer to right than you would if you were just to guess at it. So especially if you don't have a lot of experience with this stuff. So yeah, just making a quick video, showing you that doing stuff yourself to save yourself money is a good thing. But if it's doing something it wasn't doing before, there's a good chance you caused it. So the first thing you need to double check is things you touched. So that's it. Thanks for watching.